Hi guys, I'm Melissa, the Stamp Doc, and this is our Facebook Live for Wednesday, November 8th. And tonight I'm going to talk about all things sticky. So I am currently running an adhesive sale where you can buy 4 and you get 1 free. This runs through Monday, November 13th. You do have to email me with your order so that I can place that for you and get that freebie for you. My email will be in the description, so if you want to take advantage of that, let me know. I made a ton of notes just so that I could kind of give you information about my 5 favorite adhesives. So these are the ones that I use almost every day and for different things. So just wanted to cover those and kind of tell you why I use certain ones and what they're used for, and kind of why you kind of like to have a variety of those. So my number 1 favorite adhesive is Stampin' Dimensionals, which are the double-sided adhesive foam dots, okay? And these come in a package of 300 for $4.25. So they are a great bargain. And what they do is they just add depth and dimension to your projects. So they're really good also for anything heavier. So any type of heavy embellishments that you have, like any of the brass embellishments, things like that, those will hold on a lot better if you use the dimensionals. And the dimensionals come in different sizes too. So the main size is 3/8 of an inch. So this is the one I use almost all the time. Now some people like to cut these down and make them even smaller. I just use them very generously. But they also come in a mini size, and the minis are 1/4 of an inch. And in those, you get 720 in a package. So I'm going to hold them up there, and you can kind of see that size. And I'll put this one up there too, so you can kind of see that. I got some that were already used, so you can kind of see the size of those. And then there are black dimensionals, which are really good if you do use a lot of dark cardstock for your projects, because that white's not going to like stick out from behind there. And those, you get 2 sheets of the regular, so you get 200 of those, and you get 2 sheets of the minis. And so you get 480 of those. The black dimensionals are $6 for a package, so they're a little more expensive than the $4.25 for the regular dimensionals. But again, they're really good, especially if you're using dark cardstock on your project and you don't want that white peeking out. So again, probably my number 1 adhesive. And I find even if I don't have like my liquid adhesive or my tape adhesive, I can always make these work for that. All right, my next favorite adhesive is the multi-purpose liquid glue. And you see me using this in a lot of my videos, but it has 2 tips on it. There's a broad tip like this, and then a fine tip here. I hardly ever use the broad tip. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of being in school and using glue sticks, but if you really want to cover the back of your card, it works really well. I tend to just use the fine tip and just kind of smear glue all over. But this is really good for securing small embellishments. You're not going to really want to use it with those heavier embellishments like with the dimensionals, but it has a really strong bond. It dries clear. It's good for cardstock, paper, embellishments. Some 3D projects I'll use this on. And then your detailed die cuts, because you can use the fine tip for those. So really good for that. I also like it if I am doing a layer of embossed cardstock onto a card base. I find that this really gets in those nooks and crannies and holds that down really good. So really a strong bond on this, and I find I can use this for just about anything. And it's only $5.50, and these last me quite a while. So grab you one of those. The next one that I'm going to cover are mini glue dots. And these come on a roll, and there's just little tiny dots. But these are instant dots of adhesive. There's really no drying time involved with this, but these are really good for holding heavier embellishments. I would say small, heavy embellishments. Ribbon, I love to use this on ribbon to kind of hold the ends down and tack those down. cardstock, and again, your detailed die cuts, these work really well. And I do want to mention that all of the adhesives that I'm sharing with you tonight, all of those are acid-free. So if that's a concern of yours for scrapbooking or memory keeping, keep in mind that all of these are acid-free. So put that one out of the way. My next one that I'm going to share is tear and tape adhesive. For years, we carried the red sticky strip tape, and I always found it was really hard to get that backing off of there, and I hate having to cut it, and I would get my scissors all gummy. This is super strong adhesive, so this is probably your strongest adhesive. If you're going to be making boxes or bags or anything 3D that needs a strong hold, this is what you want to use. And what I love about it is you can just tear it to the length that you need, and it is ready to go. You just put that down, peel off the backing, and it is going to hold that in place really well. So that, again, is an adhesive that I use a lot. I'll even use this sometimes on cards, just if I really don't want it to fall apart or it's really heavy and has a lot of layers on it. So this is really your strongest adhesive. And then the final one that I'm going to go over is the Stamp and Seal Plus. There's Stamp and Seal and there's Stamp and Seal Plus. Honestly, I use the Stamp and Seal Plus because I don't want anything falling apart. I don't want someone to get my card and just have it fall apart in their hands. So I want the strongest adhesive I can get. One of these, when you buy it, one of these is $12, and then you can get refills that are $8. But it has an instant bond, it's permanent, and this is going to also, this would be kind of that step down from that tear and tape, but this is also really good for holding 3D projects and heavier layers. And you do get 16.4 yards on this roll. I forgot to mention, on the tear and tape, you get 27 yards on that, and it's a 1/4 inch wide. Okay, so I'm going to show you some fun things that you can do with adhesive to kind of add a little sparkle and shine to your projects. I know this year a lot of our embellishments went on back order right away, and so if you have been struggling trying to figure out how to make your projects sparkle, we're going to do that. So I am going to work right here. I'm going to kind of move this a little bit so you can see a little better. I'm going to try to bring my thing down here. Looks like if you look in here. Okay, so you're going to be kind of watching what I'm doing here. So I am going to be using an online exclusive paper. This one is called The Traditions of St. Nick, and it's a very elegant paper. I love the red and greens in it. It has the St. Nick pattern. It's also got a lot of Baroque patterns to it. This cute little gingerbread and cider and hot cocoa. Just a lot of really cute patterns are in this. So if you're wondering why this one isn't in the catalog, it is an online exclusive. So you do have to look at that in my online store under online exclusives. So our projects today are going to be done with that. I'm going to put it out of my way. And I'm going to put my notes out of the way and get all my goodies here. So I've got my grid paper. And we are going to be using the Joy to You stamp set. And so what I'm going to do first is I am going to use my multi-purpose glue. So as we said before, this is really good for those layers. And again, I just put that on like so. And I am putting that on the inside of a Mossy Meadow card base. Okay, just like so. And then I am going to take, I got 2 pieces of that Designer Series paper, and I am taking that and putting it on another piece of that white, basic white. So I'm just putting some right there. And then I'm going to put the pattern that was on the back, I'm going to flip it around and put that on the bottom there. You can see I got it just like so. Okay. And then I'm going to use that tear and tape adhesive because I want to add a little sparkle to this. So what I'm going to do is just cover that seam right there. Okay. And then we're going to peel that off. And the two things I'm showing you here, you're going to be able to do this. You can mix and match it either way. So now that's really sticky on there. And in my little container here, I have the gold leafing. And it's been a while since I've gotten this out. You get a container of it and it's huge. But I'm going to just I put a little stamping sponge in there. And what I do is I just put some of the gold leafing on that. But this is just a really pretty way to add some sparkle shine here. It does get on your fingers. So I'm going to just wipe it with my sponge. And if I missed any areas, I can just put a little more on there and rub that on. But what that does is gives us this really cute, hopefully you can see kind of a gold effect on there. So just a really pretty way to add some sparkle and shine. So you can do that with really any of your adhesives. Let me see if I can get this little piece on here too. You can just kind of rub that even with your finger too. I think I'm going to have a bunch of this on my floor here. Okay. All right. So there we go. Looks really pretty. All right. Then this I'm going to put now on my front of my card. And again, I'm going to use that liquid glue and put that right on front. And then I need a greeting for that. So I'm going to do the wishing you a very Merry Christmas. I'm going to grab my cherry cobbler ink. I'm just going to ink that up. I've got a piece of basic white cardstock here. And I am using the deckled rectangles. So let's see which one fits here. Looks like the second one is going to fit. Let's go ahead and put that in here. I'll step around. Hopefully I'm not blocking you too much. We've got our little wishing you a Merry Christmas. I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. So you can see I've used 3 different types of adhesive just on this one card. All right. Okay. And there we go. Got just a really cute little Christmas card that has just that little subtle sparkle on it there. Okay. So for our next one, I'm going to do some heat embossing. And so if you haven't done heat embossing before, tends to be the wow for most people when they first get into stamping. So we're going to go ahead and start and get our card base together first. So I'm putting a piece of very vanilla cardstock on the inside of a Early Espresso card base. And again, I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, my adhesive sale I run it twice a year, but it runs through November 13th. And if you would like to participate in that, you simply email me your selection of 5 adhesives. You will get the lowest price one for free. So I put the little Baroque paper on the outside and the Very Vanilla on the inside. All right. One of the things that we have is an embossing kit, and this thing is very helpful to have. So it comes with a little tray, an embossing buddy, tweezers, and a little brush. And so I am going to use a piece of Early Espresso, and I'm going to rub my embossing buddy all over that. This basically just eliminates any static from it and helps if you have touched it and it's gotten fingerprints on it or anything like that. It's just going to keep it from getting any stray embossing powder on it. So I'm using a Versamark pad. I'm just going to ink that up really good. And I'm going to stamp it right here in the middle of this. All right. I'm going to get that good and inked up. And then I selected a copper because I thought the copper would look really pretty with those colors. And I'm just going to sprinkle that on that paper. So you can see it's just a little bit of powder. All right. And then the nice thing is it's got this little screw top. I can just put that powder right back into there, and if I need to brush it out, I can do that too. But that's why this little thing is great to have. Now, I'm going to show you this cute little tool I have over here. I don't know if I can bring it all the way over, but I have this great little stand. I think I got this on scrapbook.com, but it holds my heat tool for me. So it's kind of nice. But, you know, if you are having to put so you can just put that right there. So I'm going to show you just here as it's changing. You can kind of see how that powder is melting. And just make sure we get all of that melted. I have people ask me all the time, like, how can you tell if it's done? You just want to make sure there's no areas that look powdery or dull. And as soon as it starts to change, you really are done with that area. As soon as that melts, that's good. You don't want to keep doing that because then you can actually burn it and get it that way. All right, I'm going to turn this off. There we go. And you can see it looks really pretty with that over it. We're going to use that one more time, but I do want to cut that out because we're going to die cut that. Let's see which one fits. And again, these are the deckled rectangle dies, and I found that they were the ones that fit this stamp set the best. Let's put them in here. Make sure we're good there. See, it says sending, there you go, sending good tidings in the season of cheer. All right, so I would just put that on there. But before I finish that, I am going to take a couple of those dimensionals and I'm going to put them on here. And I'm going to do 3. And I'm going to peel the backing off. And I'm using the black mini dimensionals. So you can see I've got 3 of those on there. And then again, I'm going to use that copper. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on each one of those. Use my brush because I do have a little bit that got everywhere else. We just want to make sure those are covered with the powder. And I'm going to heat those up again. Those should go really quick because they're small. Perfect. So let me show you what those look like. And let's see if you can see there. And that's another great way that you can make your own embellishments. So we're going to finish this card up by putting this on with some dimensionals also. And again, I'm going to go ahead and use the black ones just because I'm using darker cardstock. That's a great reason to do that. And I'll put 5 on there. I'm going to put 1 in each corner and then also 1 there in the middle. And we'll get you here. Could you show me your heat tool stand? Yes, I can definitely show that to you. Let me get this on here and I will pull that up. Okay, so there's our card. Let me pull this up so you can see a little better. Again, I think I got this on scrapbook.com. It looks just like this and holds that in place. So, not an affiliate for that or anything. It's just, it was something I thought would be a little handy. Go. And then the 2 cards that we made, we did this one. That's got our thing there. And we used our adhesive here to create some embellishments. And our other card here with that. So hopefully you like those. And again, adhesive sale. You can choose any of them that are in the adhesive category on my website. My website is stampdoc.stampinup.net. And if you go there, look under the adhesive category, anything that's in that category, you can select and the buy 4, get 1 free. You do have to email that to me and then I can place that for you. I'll be placing that order next Tuesday. So if you're watching the replay or you're watching this on YouTube later and you missed the sale, don't worry. I do repeat that in the spring as well. Make sure you sign up for my email newsletter and that way you'll get notified when the next one is. So thank you all so much for watching and join me next week. I think I'll have a little bit of a surprise for you next week on Wednesday. So take care. Have a great week.